we're continuing with this little project, the mini crotch rocket build. We're working on getting the seat installed. I kind of roughly cut out this piece of aluminum and put a bend in it to kind of match the bend on here. It's not perfect. I kind of got to redo it a little bit, but we'll do that. As far as the padding that we're going to be using for the seat, I bought 4 of these. These are like almost 1 inch thick, just foam padding on Amazon. They also have adhesive on the back of them. We're going to be stacking these things up and then somehow cutting the seat to shape with whatever shape that we want the seat. But before we can do that, we first need to get this gas tank bolted onto the frame to kind of finalize the position of it. And then we can start working on bolting this piece of aluminum onto the frame right here, cut it to shape to match the contours of the frame, then add the padding onto here and start cutting the seat to shape. And now for the really messy part, cutting this thing to shape. Alright, was able to get the seat to shape. Look at that, I really like how it turned out. Actually, I was able to use my angle grinder to kind of grind this thing to shape. It really worked well, but holy crap. Does it make a mess? Look at that. This stuff just got absolutely everywhere. I'm probably gonna grab my shop vac to help me clean this up because I definitely don't want this. Definitely don't want this in here. I'm gonna be honest, I was getting a little worried at first when I first started to put on this fake leather stuff, whatever this stuff is. I was getting a little worried that I wasn't gonna be able to pull this off because I didn't really think of that when I was, had this interesting shape in mind. I didn't realize that I also have to cover it with this fake leather, whatever this stuff is. And I wanted to match the contour. I'll admit, that was a bit challenging, but I got it to work. It looks awesome, there's no creases on the sides or anything, and it works somehow. Miracles happened, and I got it to work. So, the two hardest parts of this project are done. The gas tank's finished, as well as the seat is now finished, and I think they turned out pretty amazing. And yeah, I really like it. So I think the next thing we should work on is we need to shorten these axles, the one that holds the rear tire on as well as the front tire, and as well as the one that holds the swing arm on. We need to shorten these things as well as put nuts on one end and then cut threads on the other end so therefore we can bolt these things together just like a normal motorcycle. As well as we also need to make chain tensioners for the rear swing arm to tension the chain. Alright, so I want to get you guys' opinion on this because we have to figure out a muffler for this little project, and I want to pick a muffler that works with the scale of this vehicle. I went on Amazon and I tried to find the smallest muffler that I could find, and this was it. This was the physically smallest muffler I could find on Amazon. It does look pretty cool. It looks like a racing muffler, but it's just a little on the large size. And I kind of wanted something a little bit smaller than this. We do have these. These are from Go Power Sports. These do really well with quieting the noise of the engine. But this is just a little too small, and I think if we use this, it would just look like a mini bike. So, what do y'all think? Should we use this one? Should we try to make one from scratch that's a little bit smaller than this, but looks like this? Is there any others that you guys know about on eBay or Amazon that looks like this? That is smaller than this. I'll put dimensions of this thing on screen right now. What do y'all think? Leave it in the comments below. So this thing is slowly coming together. We have a couple things we have to do before we can start working on disassembling this thing and welding the frame together. We still need to do the handlebars, which as far as the handlebars, I'm going to continue the look of the crotch rocket build, so they're going to be lower and angled out and everything. Then we need to install the foot pegs somewhere, somehow, or however we're doing that, as well as the gear shifter, front brakes, a couple more things I want to add to the frame right here. There's cross bracing and all that kind of stuff. Then we have to build the headers and mufflers. That's what this is for. Then once we do all that, then we can disassemble this frame, weld it all together, reassemble it, and start working on wiring and see if we can get this engine running. Because remember, I did get this engine running, but I wasn't able to test the clutch or the gears, and that was over a year ago. So who knows if there's anything wrong with this. The carburetors right now, everything that moves on the carburetor is like completely frozen up. So I need to clean the carburetors. Hopefully this engine runs and doesn't have any issues. Hopefully it wasn't at the scrapyard for a reason. But yeah, for now I'm going to put this thing to the side and continue working on the rock crawler build, and then after a couple videos of that, we'll continue with this project. So for now, I gotta end this video here. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see ya in the next video. Well, I immediately messed that up. Now I don't have enough room to cover this side. Crap. I guess I don't have any other option but to drill them out and redo it. Great, let's try it again. This thing looks bigger when it's on the table, but once you get it on the floor, you really start to notice how tiny this thing is. I mean, look at this. This thing is absolutely tiny. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride riding this thing. Got decent suspension. A little quick on the rebound, but whatever.